Welcome, Farcaster. It is Wednesday, March 20th, and you are here with Adrian and Anish Prof for 21 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. And we are having some issues with the stream, so I apologize to our regular chat. We're going to just put this recording out there as soon as we can. And keep rolling because we just have been unable to troubleshoot that this morning. But you are here, and here we are, and we have parted the ways. So this is the excitement for today, is that we have parted the icons, and this was epic, to say the least. Dan, I gotta say, this was pretty amazing. This meme, and here we go. I'm going to show it right now. And Adrian, you have also, just to match, used this amazing background of Can't Stop, Won't Stop supporting Farcaster, making things, candles from Samantha, bracelets from Grin's daughter, photography mag from KP3556.eth. And it was a little takeoff on Jesse's Can't Stop, Won't Stop supporting artists, creatives, and makers on chain. So I loved that you kind of took his and ran with it, but you also added the parting of the icons.
I just see the icons. Yeah, I see the icons everywhere I look.
They're everywhere right now.
I don't know.
So funny. So I loved this take. I thought it was hilarious. So great job, everyone. First of all, team, for taking the feedback and running with it so quick. So let's start there. This is from V. A few action bar improvements are shipping today. Icons are larger with more space in between. Bookmarks and share are right aligned. Action counts on web are shown below icons, just like mobile. HT2 OX Designer for the inspiration, and I'll show that in just a second. We did talk about it the other day, and I did mention this, but I didn't show it. So this was OX Designer's little message on Friday, to whom it may concern, and he showed the icons separated, but it still had the warp icon in there. And then it said, even this suggestion breaks the rules. The design standard is 24px for icon size and 48px for the tap target, but the extra size and spacing reduces the margin for error, and clustering decreases the amount of thinking to find the action you're looking for. And just from this perspective, we'll start there, and then we'll talk about the memes. We'll start there. I thought it was really amazing to watch sort of this feedback from somebody who's a professional in that field of design be incorporated so quickly. And he even commented, and I forgot to share that cast, that, it really felt good to see that recognition and so quickly, and have it be put into place. So I was really, it's just really a nice recognition of like, hey, we do listen to your feedback. Mostly that's mostly going to be in the memes channel, just, for clarity here. Like, if you really want your feedback heard, make a really good meme, and then you'll win. But also very thoughtful casts as well do get the same attention. So I thought that was awesome. So what do you think of the new design? I just realized mine's flipped because mirroring, but what do you think of the new design?
My fingers like it. I am noticing I'm bookmarking fewer casts, and on mobile, seems to be working.
Yeah, I think it's a good step in the right direction. I would like the warps back. I can't.
Okay, do you know why maybe the warps got taken away?
Why? No, I don't.
So I know we pulled this link to share later, but just last night V announced dev actions.
Yeah,
and which is going to be an extensible way, like another button that developers can extend with different actions. And my feeling is the warps, the idea of kind of in-app currency, so warps or degen will be able to kind of integrate more tightly. So over there, in the decade since degen came onto our scene, that we've had those complaints as much as we love degen,
Right.
that it kind of, all of the tipping tends to degrade the feed. And wouldn't it be cool if it was native, if you could tip native? So my theory is the dev actions will allow developers to kind of create that native action of tip and degen, tip and warps.
And let me speak to that real quick.
So we'll see.
This was from Varun. Deodad and Horsefax are making Farcaster more hackable. Cast actions is a proposal to add custom action buttons to your cast action bar. When a user clicks on them, your server will get a signed callback. What would you use this for? We find enough creative use cases will ship this ASAP. So I think this is what you're referring to. And then this was Deodad looking for feedback on custom cast actions. Devs can let users add custom action buttons casts. When users press custom action button, sign message is posted in the devs server. So we saw a couple posts on that. So you might be right. However, I got to give another shout out to OX Designer. Or 0x Designer. I don't know why I always call him OX Designer. I like this. Would you double tap to gift warps? And I liked that as well. That idea of like turning the like button
number 2
into like a double tap instead, and it would bring up the tip warps if you tapped it twice. So you really, which could be another direction to go in. So possible. I like the. I think I like your thinking. I think that makes more sense to me now because I was like, where did the warp spot go? And I thought it was gone completely. It turns out it was not gone completely. It is actually just up here in the little kebab. So I'm going to show that, and then you can still gift 10 warps on the cast, which I'm going to do to Adrian right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there you go. Hopefully that worked. So I think if that's the case, that makes a lot of sense to me. So that's a good call there. That would make sense if we have different types of things we can do. Then it makes sense to hide them, or it makes sense to change the way which it works. But I was like, I thought it was gone completely, and I got very sad for a minute.
Especially for things that aren't native to the protocol. So warps are at the warpcast level, degens at a different, so maybe that doesn't need to be. I don't know. I'm making things up. The double click heart that and let us know. Are you 0x Designer, OX Designer? I say everything Ox in my head when I read it, just like my visual Ox Designer. So just
I actually met him very briefly. I don't think you were with me at ETH Denver. I think there was like that 1 minute where you weren't with me. He was very nice, but I only got to talk to him for about 2 seconds. But it was funny because I actually apparently have met him before, but I didn't know it because he's anon. So like I didn't realize it was him, and he told me after the fact, like we've already met. I'm like, we did. When did we meet? It was funny. Nice. But really nice to see that feedback getting like immediate, pull in.
It's so cool. And the double click.
Yeah.
I would say the double tap, if you're conspiracy minded. Dan did, I think, responded and said to Designer, do you have access to our Notion? So maybe that is, so I'd say if you're betting, maybe that is coming.
Interesting. Very interesting. Interesting. I like that. Okay, moving on. So we had a few other posts regarding the cast actions. The team is cooking. There will be a ton of new surface area for devs and plenty of opportunity to build ongoing durable DAO from within Warpcast and other Farcaster clients. Sign up for Farcaster, get an FID, and open up to a whole universe of apps. So this is talking more about custom cast actions. And one more about that from Horsefax, thinking about cast actions kind of like headless frames, kind of like reactions, kind of like iMessage apps or share sheet actions. So again, if you have input on this, especially if you're a dev, please go add some comments there because they do actually listen. Moving on to the other big news from yesterday, the active badge is going away. This is from B. Spammy accounts are aggressively gaming the system to get the badge. Making the rules stricter just makes it harder for legitimate users. We're past the point where a simple rule-based system will work. We need something better. And he goes on to say, introducing the Power Badge, a new ranking system from Warpcast. It uses a page rank-like approach to recursively find power users who are active and post content that the rest of the network finds interesting. Unlike the active badge, it does not have a set of rules that you can follow to earn the badge. Power badges show up on user profiles just like the old active badge. They're intended to be a signal of quality to users browsing Warpcast and to frame developers and other devs building in the ecosystem. Warpcast will make power badges available over API. A little bit more here. At launch, Power Badge will have many fewer false positives, spammy users with the badge, and a few more false negatives, good users without the badge. Hope that's not me. It's a point where it's already better than Active Badge for most purposes, and we will continue iterating and improving it every week. And then one last message here. How do I get the Power Badge? Since it is network based, there isn't a guaranteed way to get it. The best approach is to use the app weekly or daily, cast things that other power users like, reply, or recast. Avoid casting things that power users find spammy. Will the algorithm be made public? No, for two reasons. It becomes easier to game, as we've seen with the active badge. It is going to change often as we dial in the parameters. We expect this first version to be directionally right, but not perfect. It will take many iterations before we get this right, and we expect it to launch later this week. If you have any questions or feedback, we'd love to hear it now and factor it into our design. Okay, that was a lot. That was a big old thread from B. We don't get a lot of those from B.
Yeah, did you know V was a threador?
I did not know V was a threador. V the threador, please start your memes now. So this to me, okay, so this has been a big problem within nouns, is that we have active nouners and nouns folk who can't get their cast seen at all. It gets buried. It's a very busy channel, and if you don't have the active badge, it gets lost. So I started even working with a little group. I was doing a active badge boot camp, and now I'm like, oh well. But no, but also
Now it's power.
still now it's
Power
power.
badge boot camp.
It's really the same because it was really about trying to get them to cast. Because I'd look and go, well, I can tell you why you don't have an active badge. You're not active. You need to actually cast things. So a lot of the same thoughts apply, but hopefully it helps with the spam. What do you think about the power badge shift?
I have so much to say. I have so much. I actually
okay. You have 5 minutes.
Go. I have 60 seconds. Yeah. 60 seconds. Just okay. So I really want my power badge. Is what I want to say. V. Yeah. Let's please give it to me. Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't worry about all that.
We generally, I don't know about you, but I usually get warps pretty much every other week that says, thanks for being one of the top 200 casters or something. So I'm assuming that.
No, I don't think I get them all the time. I think I
tend to get them. I think
my quality has gone down. So, okay. So I love everything, like all of the words behind what his thread, I really, really like. I think it's absolutely the right direction to go in. What I found intellectually interesting, because we're all building Warpcast, even though they have a very small team, we all feel kind of ownership, and we care. So I do think it's the right direction. What I find interesting is I always have this one quip I say about transparency building trust. So I've really liked one that Dan and Varun kind of bring us along on their thinking and their journey. One of the reasons why I like the active badge is it's fully transparent, so you know why someone has it. The flip side of that is it's easily gamed. So when you make something transparent, right, someone's going to try to exploit it. So really what we're doing is trusting. We're going to trust Dan and Varun that they're going to have better ways to dictate kind of quality. And I kind of do trust them.
Same.
So I'm happy to kind of give up the transparency.
I think it's a great experiment. Yeah, I think I understand the reason for not making the algo public, especially while you're tweaking it. But yeah, we've seen the gamification, and it's been frustrating to a lot of users who are genuine, who just want to be able to cast and have their cast seen. And it's unfortunate, but I do think this is a step in the right direction. So hopefully it will, have the right impact. And I'm guessing we're going to see this maybe Friday. I'm guessing,
Hope
Feature
so.
Friday. I'm guessing. Although they did, a feature drop yesterday, a big one yesterday. So who knows? But I do think, I agree. I think it's a step in the right direction. So a few other notes, and then the power memes started, but I will leave that to the memes channel. Just go check them out. I also, oh wait, I have to step back for 1 second. I forgot to show a few of these funny memes back about the spacing of the buttons. I liked this one, Polluter of Minds, new button spacing like boys and girls at middle school dance, which I thought that was hilarious. And then this one from at DGen, no more fat fingering, with these like massive trucks and a split. And I just thought that was really clever. And lastly, from Christian Montoya, spent the whole day resetting my click farm because DWR DR moved the buttons again. I'm exhausted, and I thought that was hilarious. Okay, moving on to a few more notes. We have some cool frames that have dropped. This from Christopher. We are test launching the first curation frame, and we need your help to break it. Submit a song and stake 0.003 base Sepolia ETH. Curator gets 50% of the stakes at the end. You get a curation NFT. Stakes are returned if a song is replaced. It's a little slow. Sorry, I have not tried this out yet, but this looks really interesting. Sounds of Farcaster. So go give that a try and let us know what you think, or let Christopher know. And then this one, which I thought was really neat, this dropped, I think, a couple days ago from Vokdoni. In this thread, you'll find alert notifications as replies directed at individuals eligible to participate in Farcaster.vote polls that have this feature enabled. If our bot didn't notify you, please disregard this cast. So I actually got a message about something that I could vote on. And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And if you think about this from a perspective of, okay, we have a poll up and we only want our wowow subscribers or those who hold an episode to vote because that's who we are interested in hearing feedback from. This could be really, really interesting. And the alert will notify you in your notifications so you don't miss it. So very interesting approach. I definitely want to try it out, even just like, what do you think of blah, blah, blah from our audience, just to kind of get some additional feedback in a really cool way. So those were both some really cool frames that I saw this week, that I saw on our feed yesterday. So, and a couple more things that I wanted to mention from Ted about FarCon. Join the FarCon squad to vote on side events and get access to FarCon live streams for those who can't make it, and a few swag raffles. Shout out to Party DAO for making this happen. And this is from Party DAO, introducing FarCon Squad, a DAO to fund side events of FarCon powered by Party. Free to join, one membership per FID. Members get exclusive access to FarCon live streams and vote to fund the coolest events. So we got an event.
We got an event.
If you want to vote for us, I don't even know if we're included in that kind of vote. It might just be for new ones, but just saying. But I do think it's cool that they're going to be doing the live stream, and I think that's going to be amazing. I was sad that they did a little bit of that last year, but we never saw any recordings. So hopefully there'll be recordings this year too.
You know what Cameron should do? Hey, Cameron.
Hey, Cameron.
Hey, Cameron, you listening to us?
You be talking to Cameron this morning? Hey, Cameron, go ahead.
Yeah.
What
right,
should
Cameron,
you do?
Let's talk. Cameron should take the videos from last year and do a little like FarCon Redux, put them up on YouTube or something, or launch them around the same time as FarCon so people who aren't there can kind of relive last year's. Just saying the videos should be out there.
I like it. That's an interesting idea. I like the idea. Let's do that. A couple other things I wanted to note really quick before we wrap. Base grants, some more base grants for Frames. Since Frames launched, we've announced 4 rounds of grants for builders creating frames on Base. Here are the recipients of the 4th round of grants, focused on transaction frames built on Base and integrations with MWP, Mobile Wallet Protocol. We had Paybot from Rob Sanchez. We had Frame Swag from Greg. We had an auction frame from Yellow, tipping in a frame from Tim Dobb. We had Humankind Candles, Samantha. Fox frames from Jay Valeska. We are so early from Sins. Trade Degen from IMNG. Go Marketplace from Manuel McCoon, Far World from Chuckstock, and Super Based Hoodie, which we love the Super Based Hoodie. So that's amazing. Also, this is from Dynamic. We've had 45 killer projects built on top of Dynamic at ETHGlobal London this weekend, and we created a frame to showcase a few amazing ones. So go check that out. And lastly, from in this part of my discussion, pretty neat. Just through a Farcaster bot and frames, we were able to have 450K in posted bounties without a site logon. This was a new Bountycaster feature. We added sign in with Farcaster to our Bountycaster site. Clicking on your profile brings you to your list of posted and completed bounties and services. We're building out more site features now that we have sign in. So I wanted to highlight those three really because it's all about the support that builders get in this ecosystem. And I think it is really amazing to see all these different incredible Web3 companies or organizations that are supporting the builders on Farcaster. So wanted to just highlight those before we wrap. There's a bunch of stuff we didn't get to, as there always is, and we will have those links in our show notes. But I do want to give just two more quick notes. Go take a look at Proxy Studios' recap of what happened with Ticker. It was really, really well written. You can actually read it and mint it. I highly recommend reading and minting NFA, blah, blah, blah. And also, I wanted to give a shout out to Logonaut again, who was thanking us for shouting him out the other day. And I just thought it was hilarious. He'd like to thank the Academy, which was AKA Nounish Prof and Adrian, for recognizing my meme artistry. I thought that was funny. And one last shout out to Riley Beans, because this cracked me up. You had tagged me, Adrian, on something. What are the tools you use on Base to airdrop NFTs to the list of wallets? You said Nounish Prof might have opinions. I noted, I'm pretty sure this will be on my tombstone because many times people have said Nounish Prof has opinions. And then Riley immediately created the tombstone. So thank you, Riley Beans, for that amazing laugh yesterday. Okay. What did I miss before we wrap? Besides our
I don't think
chatters,
you missed
and I'm
it.
very
I
sad.
don't think you missed any. Yes.
Very sad right now.
I'm sadder than.
We're going to work on this and get it fixed. I honestly don't. We got to figure out what's going on. There's some kind of disconnect between OBS and the new way that we're streaming to Unlonely, and I don't know what it is. We've tried to troubleshoot it. I thought I had it fixed, and we do not. So we'll try again. We'll try
starting
again.
to understand why more people don't start regular live stream news shows.
Don't stream live.
Really, really hard if you're trying to eliminate.
Sometimes you just have to roll and just go so that we can at least get the recording out to everybody. But it is, yeah, it makes me sad, and we will figure this out. I promise.
We feel horrible because there's people who are showing up every day, and we're letting them down. And I miss them. I miss the chat.
I miss the chat. Nobody's throwing things at me. I hate this. Sad.
No, I'm happy to do that if you want on the Google Meet. One of the casts you showed on Monday, and I forget who actually.
Just to make myself feel better. I just needed to feel something.
One of the casts you shared on Monday was someone saying one of the Dan and V are probably purposely adding chaos and breaking things just to remind everyone don't expect perfection. You want us. And maybe that's the energy we need to bring. And maybe
we're doing this on purpose.
Okay, the live stream hasn't worked for 3 streams in a row, so I'm starting to feel a little bad about it. I
swear we're not doing it on purpose. I really don't want this to keep happening. But we will get this figured out. I know there's probably just one little setting or something is just not. It's just some kind of weird disconnect, but we will get it figured out. And until then, one last note, wowow subscriptions are basically almost sold out. So if you're interested in jumping onto our Hypersub, do that really soon. Because there's last time I checked, there was 7 left. And we do have the Mole one, which will be unlimited forever. We are going to have our virtual meetup next Thursday. So we'll talk more about that towards the end of this week. And also our art drop will drop on the same day. So we did push back a little bit to give our artist a little bit more time. So very exciting. So next Thursday will be a big day. So definitely try to jump into WowWow before then. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that is it for me. Adrienne, anything else before we wrap? We are running a little over time. We started a little late though.
Nothing else. Have a great day.
Bye, chat. We love you still,
Bye.
even though you weren't with us live, but we do love you.